Chapter 1. Chapter 1.
Zakafyah.
She was born in an era where the place was a terror. Slaughters and killings, crime in Colombia. Poverty stricken, humble beginning. Had to hit the streets on some pickpocketing. Started at 11, kidnap, ransom, gunshot, fire, see bullet shells dropping. Then fell in love with Carlos, the document forger. Passport maker, getting people to America. Wedding bells at 13, started on a better dream. Landed in the USA, pickpocket counterfeiting. Then had 3 sons, Dixon, Cuba and Osvaldo. Taught them everything, business was sweet, then it turned sour. Had to use connections, met a drug dealer. Middle class Colombian, Alberto, Bravo. Fell in love again, wedding bells again. Next stop, straight into the cocaine business. Climbing up the ladder in Queens, New York. In the early 70s, America's appetite for cocaine increased. In the clubs for the drugs, Griselda and Alberto had connections in Colombia for mass quantities, which gave them the advantage. But they had to find a way to smuggle the cocaine from Colombia straight into America, New York. Griselda up at night, trying to find a way to get the cocaine in undetected. Then Griselda had an epiphany, focused on security, that they don't look at women as closely as men. Then an idea sprung up, fake visas for models, make pouches in the lingerie and stuff in them drugs. Back and forth exchange was the concept in motion. Scam was so successful, she started a side hustle. Her savviness incredible, phenomenally remarkable. And as the demand for the drugs increased, Griselda devised more smuggling methods. Elderly and kids joined in the exchange. Drugs into money, then money into drugs. Double bottom suitcase, cocaine in the shoe base. Griselda barefaced, scammed up the whole place, made success and success from Colombia to United States. By the early 70s, business was booming, demand skyrocketing, prominence was sweet. Smuggling, distribution, trafficking in Queens. The couple's operation making 10 million a week. Then the state and the law enforcement officials teamed up to form Operation Banshee to crack down on violence. Colombian traffickers with homicide detectives and the NYPD with intelligence analysts from their agency, and eventually investigators found out some names of freaky suppliers in the US: Alberto Cabrera and Griselda Blanco. Agent Palombo pursued Griselda to track down her whereabouts, cause she was a ghost. Griselda was never seen in New York by the cops, her whereabouts unknown. Griselda an enigma. Then in 1973, Maria Gutierrez from the travel agency in Medellin, Colombia, called up the DA and snitched on Griselda. Said Griselda's booked flights for couriers to America. The DA started working with Maria, using Griselda's tickets as evidence to couriers. They started seizing shipments of Griselda's drugs, grabbing 150 kilo hoop worth 11 million. Started arresting foot soldiers with the aim to get in the ranks to Blanco and Bravo, and told Maria thanks. On the 30th of April 1975, federal prosecutors indicted Griselda and Alberto, Bravo and 36 of their soldiers, screaming everyone's name, ready to drink champagne, charging them with conspiring to manufacture, import into the USA and distribute cocaine. But there's still a catch, they can't find Griselda. She's a phantom at this point, and they can't convict her ghost. Griselda and Alberto fled back to Medellin, and the USA had no federal connections with the Colombians. Griselda suspected that something don't seem right, got suspicious of Alberto's dodgy actions in the night. She was paranoid and nervous, watching him like a cat. She kept her friends real close and potential enemies even closer, flying back and forth in their private jets, keeping tabs on their fast-growing cocaine empire. But then a little later, to divide and conquer the United States of America, they split up from each other. Bravo stayed in New York, Blanco went Miami, but living different lives made Griselda feel funny. Had an impact on their marriage, things started falling apart in different ways in their marriage. Alberto broke her heart. Griselda realized Alberto stealing from their company. He got himself a girlfriend and left Blanco down in Miami. He took her to Colombia, spent so much time with her. Married to a fair, Bravo never cared. He crushed all their love that they built over the years. Blanco crying tears, now she sees him as the ops. Making new decisions, putting dots to dots. Now she raging red hot and she ain't gonna stop. She went Colombia in the winter and took matters into her hands. She said, I'm Griselda Blanco and I'm about to kill a man. It was a big shootout in the nightclub parking lot. Bravo hit Blanco in the stomach with a gunshot. Blanco hit Bravo in the face with a headshot. Brain cells splattered on the floor from the noodle knot. Blanco bleeding out but later on survived. Now with Bravo dead, Blanco is the queen of the empire.